Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Fatima.
Hi, let's just wait for 2 more minutes for our audience to join this webinar for today. And then we can start this session.
Okay, perfect.
For everyone joining us today, we are also live on LinkedIn. So for everyone joining us on LinkedIn, you may post your questions and we will be answering it during the webinar if time permits. And if we miss any questions from any audience, you can feel free to send the questions to us directly. Post it on LinkedIn, and we will get back to you as well. I think we should start. I'll just start with introducing and welcoming everyone to today's webinar entitled Cyber Hygiene in Practice, Boost Your Cyber Resilience with SecHard. My name is Fatima Buenaventura, and I am proud to be your host for today's session. I lead the channel sales and strategic initiatives at Cyberways, a cybersecurity consultancy based in the UAE. And if you haven't heard of us before, Cyberways works at the intersection of cybersecurity innovation and thought leadership. We connect security vendors, thought leaders, and enterprise decision makers across the MENA region to accelerate secure digital transformation. Today, we are thrilled to be partnering with SecHard, a company driving innovation in proactive cybersecurity. SecHard's platform is all about making cyber hygiene achievable, scalable, and continuous, turning security hardening from a manual headache into an automated powerhouse of intelligent response. I am excited to introduce real world security. And also, we have here with us Jihat Altuntash, Chief Software Development Officer at SecHard. Jihat leads the development of innovative tools that turns complex hardening processes into user-friendly and automated workflow. Together, they'll walk us through how organizations can embed cyber hygiene into daily operations and build resilience from inside out. Without further ado, I'll hand over the virtual mic to Amit and Jihat. If you have questions at any time, feel free to drop them in the Q&A box and we'll address them right after the presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much, Fatima, for the really good introduction. And thanks everyone who is joining to the webinar today. So I will start today with a presentation, then I will pass the ball to Jihat for the deep dive, actually. So I just want to share my screen. Okay. If you can see my screen, just we can start anytime.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So today's topic actually cyber hygiene and boosting the cyber resilience in an infrastructure we will talk. So before starting my presentation, I would like to give some brief information about SecHard. SecHard leadership team has more than 20-year experience and we all have come from technical background. So actually, SecHard has been founded in 2019, and we have right now more than 30 different people. Here is our company, and we have a global footprint with the more than 100 different partners. And until now, we don't have any churn customers, and we have more than 100 different trained partners, engineers. So SecHard is providing cyber hygiene to our customers. And while we are talking about our customers, so let's quick check about our customers' verticals. So we have customers come from finance, manufacturing, energy, logistics, retail, state government, healthcare. So our solution, you can position our solution actually to mid enterprise and the above level enterprise companies. So, uh, what is the challenges those type of customers are facing today's world? So first of all, zero trust adoption is coming with the first line actually. So based on the Gartner feedback, more than 50% of the organizations implementing zero trust will fail to realize the benefits. It is important one. The second one is insecure configurations. According to Center for Internet Security, I mean CIS, default Windows benchmark score are only 21, and this is one of the biggest challenge for the CISOs because they are buying lots of solutions, they are spending lots of money, and they are dedicating lots of engineers to make their infrastructure secure, and they are still lacking these type of the problems. And the third one is lack of visibility and the process management. Uh, the customers are typically discover up to 35% more assets than they think they have, which means that those type of the assets, I mean 35% assets, causing some sort of shadow IT problem in the company's infrastructure, and the companies are investing to protect their infrastructure against the cyber attacks. And if they can't see, they cannot do anything against those type of the shadow IT platforms. The last one is complexity and talent shortage. So, lots of cybersecurity products requires lots of cybersecurity experts. So today, these cybersecurity companies are lacking more than 5 million different experts in the world. This is a huge number actually, because when we are discussing with our customers, we are seeing that they are really lacking on the cybersecurity experts, because the competition in the market and the trainings on the market and the cyber security you know has really more manpower right now, if we compare the previous years, and it will be more manpower in the upcoming years, that I can say. So what is SecHard's solutions against those type of challenges? SecHard is providing zero trust orchestrator to our customers to implement and orchestrate 5 protection visibility controls of zero trust. We will discuss about that detailed later. The second one is security hardening and remediation. Increasing hardening score from 24 21. I mentioned earlier the default Windows 11 benchmark score is only 21%, and you are able to increase that hardening score from 21 to 95% with the SecHard hardening solution effortlessly. Normally, the companies, how they are managing those type of security checks and the hardening operations, they are keeping large Excel sheets, and they are, adding all the registries in there, what they have done, etc. And they are trying to keep them, current. So it is huge problem to keep them in Excel files. So the companies need to automate those type of the challenges actually. And SecHard is providing security hardening solution to automate this problem directly. And the third one is cybersecurity process automation. So SecHard is providing robotic process automation to get compliant with Zero Trust, NIST, CSF, GDPR, ISO, and etc. So you will see the live demonstration today, what we are providing about that. So typically, we are helping to our customers to deal with the shadow IT in their infrastructure. And how can they do that? For example, if vertical, for example, cybersecurity team is doing a POC and they are deploying one server. So After the POC, some of the customers are forgetting to remove those type of servers or those type of the devices or the appliances. So it is causing lots of problems like shadow IT. The last one is consolidating cybersecurity technologies to strengthen the cyber resilience of the customers to avoid and mitigate talent shortage directly. So Gartner is saying that 60% of the organizations will embrace zero trust as a starting point for the security by 2025. Over half will fail to realize the benefits. It is really important because zero trust is a journey. So it is like a journey starting from point A to reaching the point B. So in that journey, actually, companies are adding lots of should add lots of things like trainings, like different solutions, like uh, mindset changing, etc. So this journey is really, really, taking time, and SecHard Zero Trust Orchestrator is helping to our customers to achieve that journey accelerated. So we will discuss details of the SecHard solution. So what is Zero Trust? Why we are talking about Zero Trust? So I will pass these Zero Trust decks quickly, but I would like to give some details about Zero Trust before doing that. So CISA has been released Zero Trust Maturity Guide, and the Maturity Guide has becoming a whole with the different 5 pillars. And the 5 pillars, top of the governance, automation, and orchestration, and visibility and analytics. And Zero Trust is coming from the memorandum with the White House, actually, in the United States. And the White House has been released a budget for the government agencies, and they are asking from government agencies to meet with the at least advanced level of the Zero Trust Maturity Guide from all the agencies by end of this year, which means that they already started to implement their Zero Trust baseline, and they have started their journey actually about Zero Trust. So if we come with the details, what is the Zero Trust? Department of Defense has been released some Zero Trust capabilities metrics. It is becoming a whole with the 7 different pillars. You can imagine like this. And with the SecHard Zero Trust Orchestrator solution, almost 85% of them with the right integration of the right, vendors, you can achieve the goal of the 85% of the Zero Trust capabilities metrics, which has been released by the Department of Defense. So how we are doing that? Actually, we are following CIS guidelines and benchmarks by the following CIS controls also. So what is the CIS is saying? Actually, CIS has 3 different implementation group. One of them is IG1, the second one is IG2, and the last one is IG3. CIS has been mentioning IG1 needs to be implemented by all the companies. It doesn't matter what vertical they are in, what's their size, etc. So they need to implement at least IG1. And they are suggesting to deploy IG3 to all mid-enterprise and the upper level. So which means that IG3 is covering all of them, and the widest coverage it has. And if a company deploys IG3 in their infrastructure based on the MITRE ATT&CK framework, MITRE ATT&CK TTPs, exactly, they are able to prevent against malware 94%. They are able to prevent against ransomware 92%, and web application hacking 98%, insider privilege and privilege misuse 90%, and for the targeted intrusions 95%, without any installing any type of the cybersecurity solutions, which means that if you build your baseline you really healthy, you can prevent your infrastructure more than any time. So sorry. What SecHard is providing for the CAS controls, actually, if we can check quickly for the IG3, okay, total safeguards number is 153, and SecHard is supporting 81 of them, and 3 of them is on our roadmap, and not supported is 69 of them. So not supported, actually, when we are saying not supported, actually you cannot support with a software like SecHard. So it is like pen testing, etc., and self question you need to fill up uh, to meet with the IG3 safeguards directly. That SecHard is not supporting. So what is the SecHard strengths are coming from? SecHard has a platform like a becoming a whole with 10 different solution, and the right hand side are our main solution. The left hand side part is our supportive solution. So asset manager, for example, is coming with the SL key manager. Key manager is the the most important part in a data center for the secure communications between the computers and the clients and the outsiders also. So, and they need to be checked all the time, their end date, their refreshment date, etc., their renewal date, etc. They need to be checked. And if we are talking about SSL keys, there is a lot SSL keys in an infrastructure directed, I can say. So asset manager is becoming a whole together with the key manager. Privilege access manager is becoming a whole with the TACAX Plus. Why we are doing that? Because most of the privilege access manager has been leaking when we are thinking about the triple A in the network infrastructure. And if we are talking about triple A, the privilege access managers also need to support strong authentication, authorization, and access in the network infrastructure, I can say. And the security hardening, one of the flagship product of the SecHard, and the company name is coming from security hardening. Security hardening is the biggest challenge of the CISOs. Why I am saying that? Because uh, until now there is no automation for the security hardening, and the most of the companies are not realized that the threat actually about the hardening operations. And the companies who realize the threat, they are keeping all the entries, all the registries in an Excel file, which is not sustainable and the not continuously, trackable also. So SecHard is helping to our customers to automate their hardening operation, and we will discuss details on this today's webinar when I pass the ball to Jihad, so he will give details of the security hardening. The other one is device manager, and the last one is vulnerability manager, I can say. And we are providing those solutions in one single platform, and you can manage all of them in under one single GUI. The beauty of the platform is it. Actually, when we are thinking about the 80% of the cyber attacks, exploit misconfigurations and weak security settings. So SecHard is helping to our customers to avoid these type of the attacks and the reduce the attack surface directly with the automation of security hardening. So, what is security hardening? Security hardening is the process of the securing a system by reducing its vulnerabilities, vulnerabilities by nature, because most of the operating systems are set, delivering by a vendor without checking those type of the controls. So they are leaving those type of the controls to the companies who is the customers. Okay, so that's why the companies needs to check all the controls and all the misconfigurations by the vendor himself, or by the instead of vendor himself. So this is achieved by configuring settings, eliminating unnecessary applications, closing open ports, enforcing strong authentication, and applying best security practices. The goal is to minimize the attack surface, making it more difficult for attackers to exploit security weaknesses. So what we are providing, if we are thinking about about an infrastructure, we are providing operating system hardening, network hardening, application hardening, database hardening, cloud hardening, and endpoint hardening. So why the security hardening is important? Because the security hardening is reduces the attack surface, prevents data breaches, ensures compliance against the well-known security compliances, and mitigates insider threats, improves system performance, and enhance cyber resilience. So security hardening is SecHard is providing actually security hardening with the SecHard own benchmarks based on the NIST, ISO, and Center for Internet Security, DSST, and well-known, local compliance checks, I can say. So why it is so important? Okay, imagine if an infrastructure has 1,000 Microsoft Windows 11 desktop, 250 Microsoft Windows servers, 1,000 Microsoft Office, 1,250 Chrome browsers, 50 network devices, 2 Microsoft Exchange, 10 Microsoft SQL, and 2 Microsoft Azure. That company needs to deal with almost 1 million different security check directly in those applications and the operating systems. So why it needs to be automated? Because many attacks and exploit misconfigurations, weak password, and outdated software. That's why the companies needs to do that hardening operation inside, and they need to automate, because if they don't automate those operations directly, they need to deal with almost 1 million different security check internally. So SecHard has supported more than 180 different type of the cybersecurity solutions, operating systems, network devices, and the applications that I can say. If I give some, examples, what we are supporting, you can consider like Checkpoint, Palo Alto, Fortinet, Cisco, Huawei, Juniper, Aruba, Sophos, Avaya. For the operating system perspective, Windows type of the operating systems, Oracle, SUSE, and the Linux type of the operating systems, VMware, Kubernetes, and if we are talking about applications, what we are supporting, as an example, we are supporting Apache, Oracle, Nginx, SQL, Exchange, Office, Firefox, Chrome, and Azure and AWS, that I can say. So my presentation is over. If you have any question, please post it to the Q&A screen. And I'm passing the poll to Cihat to give more details about solution. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Ahmed, for the great introduction. Now, I have a very short presentation. I will be giving you a brief about and more details about security hardening as a concept. Then we will jump into our live demonstration environment, so I can show you a couple of different examples. I'm sharing my screen. I guess my screen is visible right now.
I didn't see yet, Cihat.
Okay.
Yeah, we couldn't see the screen yet, but can you try again?
Okay, let's retry.
So while we're waiting for the presentation from Jihad, if you have any questions, please feel free to post it on the Q&A section, and then we will address that when we reach the end of the session after Jihad's presentation, of course. And we will also be uncovering some questions regarding their JISEC preparation later, so you can stay tuned so you can know when and what to expect from SecHard in JISEC.
Okay, this time I will only share the PowerPoint presentation. Then for the demo part, I can reinitiate the sharing. Let me try that. Okay.
Sure.
How about now?
Still, we didn't
Yeah,
see. Now
now
it's
it's
coming.
working. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's working.
if ever time won't permit, and if someone wants to have a live demo or a live demo of SecHard, you can definitely reach out to us or to SecHard directly. They are on LinkedIn. And also you can send us a chat here so that we can arrange that later as well, even after the webinar.
Okay. Since everyone can see my screen, so let's get started quickly. So if you can just bear with me for maybe 5 minutes maximum, I will give you a brief about security hardening in detail, because there is a confusion about security hardening and vulnerability management as a concept. So let's clear the confusion first and understand what security hardening really is. And Ahmed already explained some of the important concepts. I will just dive into details and explain more technically. As you know, it's been already explained, security hardening is like reducing our attack surface by following best practices most of the time. And it deals with configurations and existing components of an asset. And the way of security hardening works, checking all the configurations, making them as secure as possible to mitigate the problems might occur in the future. So it's like we have a big house. We don't want to leave our doors open. So this is the first step we should be doing, without dealing with all these individual problems in the house. Because if we leave that door open, we might have lots of security problems. And security hardening, for that reason, tries to make your configurations as secure as possible. Sometimes it's because of the regulations, especially in some industries. You might be regulated to comply with some standards locally, especially in critical businesses such as banking, insurance, or energy. But sometimes it's not required. But if you are a security aware organization, it's better to stick with the standards, because you will have less security problems. And once they happen, as you know, they will destroy your reputation. Financially also, they will give you lots of headaches. And while we are doing that, of course, there are some standards, and it's been already covered, and Ahmed explained most of it. But there is a basic reason why we try to stick with CIS benchmarks. It's quite effective, widely accepted, and it's a non-profit organization, as you know. If you try to comply with CIS standards, this is one of the pictures I quite like. Without doing anything else, without doing any vulnerability management at all, you can reduce your or increase your surface up to 80%. So that's a great number in my opinion, because by just doing these configurational changes and complying with the CIS standards, you can increase your security posture tremendously. Of course, there are other standards, and they are also available in the platform, in our platform. But by default, we use CIS benchmarks for assessing most of the remote assets available. And the second thing, of course, all of our benchmarks, remediations, assessments were assessed by the CIS organization. And as a reason, we got certified by CIS, and our name is also listed on their portal as a certified CIS partner. And as you know, their benchmarks or any similar benchmarks are free to use. We can visit their portal, download a benchmark, and try to come up with our own solutions. So this is all the time possible, in theory, of course. But when you take a look at the existing benchmarks, you will see that there are hundreds of different items. And if you want to comply with the standards, you have to prepare the scripts, you have to automate that process. It's a huge task. For that reason, the automation is the only solution. And also, there are some drawback in the manual approach. One is while doing that, it will be error prone. So you will introduce lots of problems. So it's not a repetitive job. And the second thing, yes, you can fix the issues manually, but tomorrow something can change. And again, it can lead to a security problem. So that's why you have to prepare a strategy and you have to do it continuously. And that brings us the only viable solution, that is automation. And when you introduce automation, of course, you will have a standard baseline across the company or organization. And you will be doing the assessments automatically on various different systems. So it's not only an operating system or network device, especially if you are working in a hybrid IT environment, you might have more than hundreds of different systems. And automation can give you all the gaps, can show you the overall posture, so you can start taking actions. And another great benefit, of course, if something changes, then you will immediately know the deviations from your organizational standard and baseline. And this is what SecHard platform provides. So we are talking in terms of security hardening, but it's a zero trust orchestrator. They work all in an integrated way, and this is the architecture of our platform, especially the security hardening. If you can see that part, so we will be talking about it, of course, once when I jump to live demonstration environment. But it's a like ready to use OVF template or virtual appliance. So as an end user, you can use your browser to connect and you can manage all the operations from there. You can start the assessments, you can review them, you can even trigger the remediations from your browser. And under the hood, those are the services available. It uses a modern container-based technology, so it can run anywhere as long as containerization technology is available. And by default, it will be deployed as an on-prem solution. That means it can completely work offline, no need to have an internet access. Once we assign an IP address, it will start the assessing all of your target network and the components inside. And other than that, of course, there are some great advantages of using our product. As I said, it supports more than 170 different systems, and it's easy to deploy. Within just 1 hour, we can assign an IP address, and it will be ready to assess and remediate your remote access. And another advantage, it doesn't use any agents. So it's again a maintenance task, because once you can deploy it without requiring any agents, you can quickly start all the assessments by over the network protocols. And of course, while doing that, it will require some credentials. So this is the nature of the job. And after configuring the credentials, everything will be ready. So you can quickly see the gaps available and start fixing them. So we will accept the questions during Q&A part. Now let's jump into demonstration. I will try to show you a couple of different examples and you will have a better understanding. For now, I will stop this sharing because I have only shared PowerPoint application, and I will share my application access. Just a second.
Thank you for that, Jihad. Now we wait for the quick demo. I believe that our yeah, our audiences might have picked up a few takeaways from this session, which is very insightful. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the Q&A, and we will learn more from the demonstration that Jihad will be facilitating in a minute. And now we're live.
Okay, and you can see my screen right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, let's get right into it. Right now you can see my screen and it is showing our existing inventory, and there are a couple of different resources online and accessible. So uh, so we can perform some assessments and also we can perform some remediations. But before doing that, there is a required step. I will skip that part for now, because we have to prepare the inventory first. Because it's an agentless platform, we have to find all the assets in the organization first, then we can start the assessments. But now let's suppose the inventory preparation part has been completed successfully. We have onboarded all the assets and we have configured their required credentials. Let's take this one as our example. So it's a Windows 2019 server, and based on this one, let me remove some of the columns to show you the security related scores. I will, yeah, we can see, I think. So when an assessment is completed, we will see scores like this. On the hardening column, it shows that we have 21% compatibility with the benchmark configured. I'm not specific. I'm specifically saying benchmark configured because if you configure a different benchmark, you might have a different score. Right now, it is showing the details of the last assessment, and based on last assessment, which was done based on CS benchmark version 3, our score is 21, and those are the details. We have 84 items are compatible in a compatible state, and more than 300 items listed as gaps. If we want to see more details, of course, we have different section titles. They are reflecting CS titles exactly. And if we want to see the gaps, we can put some filters. Let's say I want to see all the gaps identified so far. List has changed. If you realized, I am now specifically selecting this one, this subsection, to show you what kind of printer related gaps identified. This is one of them. I mean, there are hundreds of different items. I know specifically that this server doesn't use any printers, so that's why I want to demonstrate it's a safe remediation. If I click on this button, a pop-up page is shown, and there are two options here. One is displaying the details of this fix. If I press on show button, I can see the details. If you notice, actually, it's a PowerShell script because system understands the remote asset is a Windows server and its de facto scripting language is PowerShell. So it has generated the script accordingly. If I press run, this time it will connect the remote asset and push the fix, and it will be executed there. We will get the results back. So let's see that in action. So we can see it's been executed successfully because we don't see any error messages here. If I close this pop-up page, it will be resynchronized with the current state. Probably it will be removed from here, from our existing list, because existing list is only showing the failures, and it's gone. Now, if I remove this filter, it will show everything. I will specifically look for this item we have just remediated. Now we can see it is listed as a compliant item. So that's what green check mark means. If I click one more time on the same button, because it is also nature of the job, While performing such remediations, if we are not careful enough, we can also introduce some problems. It can create some complications. We should be really careful. For that reason, we also have couple of different safeguards. But now let's assume we have created a complication, and now we want to get it back. If I click on the same button, that means I want to perform a rollback operation. If you want to see the details of the rollback, you can press on show button. Here is the details. Or I can directly run it similar to what we did before. It will directly push to the remote system and execute it there. Once we get the results, it will be synchronized. You can understand from this loading bar, now it is resynchronizing the state. Probably it will turn to red warning sign again, and here it is. That means we still have the gap. Of course, we don't have to manage this operation by clicking one by one on all the buttons available. We can select the entire title. Let's say I have reviewed all the printer related recommendations and the remediations. Now I want to fix all these issues in a single step. I can click on this bulk remediation button. Now, if I click, let's say not this one, but let's select a few of them, not all of them. Okay, I will select first two, and I will click next. Okay, there are a couple of more options here. One is scheduling this operation. Instead of doing it right now, we can schedule it for another time, especially useful when there is a change board or change window. So we can schedule it for the change window, and it will be automatically executed by the system at that time. The second option, we can save it as a template. That means the same configurations can be saved as a template and applied on other systems. Or the third option, I can directly apply all these two things on one server. Let's do that. Now it is applying. I think it will just take a couple of seconds. Yeah, it's been completed already. If you want to see the details, we can see, and if you want to see the individual actions, you can click on this button and see the individual remediation results. So this is how you can quickly increase your security posture, and you can do the same thing on multiple servers. So I'm not gonna show you that for now, but similar things can be done on other asset types. So as an end user, the process will be quite easy. So you will review the gaps, but once you want to fix the issues, you just need to click on the items. Let's say this is a Linux server, and I want to see all the gaps. As a Linux administrator, whenever I want to fix the issues, I can click on the buttons, and the system will automatically prepare the fix and apply it on the fly. So this is how SecHard works and can help you increase your security posture within minutes. Thank you for listening. I think we can now jump into Q&A session.
Thank you so much, Jihad and Amit, for that deep dive. It's super insightful, and I'm sure our audiences picked up several practical key takeaways. Now let's move into our Q&A. We've received some great questions already, so let's get started. Any one of you can answer this question, and I may have questions myself too. First is from Sumaya Ihsan. What are the most critical steps for implementing cyber hygiene? So any of you, Jihad or Amit, can answer this question.
Jihad
I can.
want to answer, or I can continue?
You can continue. I will pick the next one.
Okay, perfect. So, for the cyber hygiene perspective, actually, this is the most important challenge for the CISOs because hygiene is bringing cybersecurity for a for an infrastructure, I can say. So, first of all, they need to identify their assets internally, and they need to deal with the vulnerabilities, actually configurations, misconfigurations, and their vulnerabilities directly. If they can do that, they can reach the cyber hygiene part of cyber hygiene. So it's the important part if we talk about the security hardening perspective.
Thank you very much for that, Amit.
Thank you.
And thank you for that question, Sumaya. I have a question myself, though. What are the key benefits of security hardening for an organization?
Yeah, if you like, I can.
Go ahead.
I can.
Go
I
ahead,
can
Jihad.
take that one. I think, like as an organization, the great benefit is just having like stronger, having a stronger security posture, because especially when we deal with security problems like the critical problems we have seen before, and most of them can be eliminated by just adapting a good security hardening strategy, because um, Ahmed already presented, those are mostly using misconfigurations or outdated software components, and those kind of problems can be totally eliminated by using a secure configurations, and this is what security hardening provides in short.
Thank you very much for that insight and answer, Jihad. Now, moving on to our next question from Ida from Dubai. Her question is, how can the features demonstrated in the live demo be integrated into daily operations? I think this goes to Jihad.
Yeah, I can take that question. Of course, there are different aspects. I mean, based on way of our workings, we can utilize our environment, because we couldn't present everything available, but some of the customers, existing customers, instead of directly applying this kind of remediations from system, they want to create a flow, which is also available in the platform. Instead of fixing the issues immediately, they want to assign it as a ticket, and someone needs to review it. If it is approved, then ticket can be closed and the remediation will be applied. So based on your requirement, we can create different flows, and even it can be used by an API. So once we deploy our platform, we will have lots of sessions with our customer. After understanding their requirement, we will configure the environment and the flow accordingly.
Thank you very much. I hope that answers your question, Ira. And for myself, I have another follow-up question. I'd like to know, and I think the audiences would also like to know, how does SecHard platform differentiate itself from other solutions?
Okay, I would like to answer this question. Thank you very much, Fatima, for the question. So, if you are talking about platform, the platform is really unique, and there is no other solution which can provide those type of platform to the customers. So, actually, we are combining lots of products inside of the platform, and like I said, there is no other solution who can combine all these type of the products internally in one single platform. If we talk about security hardening product, the security hardening is the flagship product of the SecHard. And if you are talking about the hardening operation, the remediation part of the hardening is 80% of the job. And the remediation is only SecHard can do that strong remediation and can give that features to our customers, that I can say.
Thank you very much. That very much answers my question. It's very good to know. And before we close this session, I actually very interested to understand. This question is from for both of you. What can we expect from SecHard at JISEC Global this year? Any exciting reveals or demos lined up for Dubai?
Okay, so I'll be in JISEC. We are participating to JISEC directly, and we will be in the Hall 6 and C168. So anyone can, pass by to our booth, so we can discuss about the, SecHard solutions and how they can use SecHard as leverage in their infrastructure. So JISEC is really one of the biggest cybersecurity event in the world. I can say, because I am attending lots of event, and the JISEC is one of the biggest one, and for the value perspective, one of the most valued cybersecurity event also. So we will be there. Let's meet.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to that. And that's very exciting. And yes, for everyone here, make sure to join us at JISEC Global this May in Dubai. As Amit said, this is the region's largest and most impactful cybersecurity event. Cyberways, by the way, is honored to be the official podcast partner of JISEC Global in 2025, where we will be hosting exclusive interviews, on-ground coverage, and insider insights from top cybersecurity minds, possibly including Ahmed and Jihad again. So, yeah, I guess we've come to the end of our session. Again, for everyone who joined this session, and if you have any questions or any follow-up questions, or you'd like to know more about SecHard in depth, or you want to have a demo with a more in-depth demo of their product, you can reach us out through LinkedIn, or you can reach out directly to them. Their details will be available on their website as well. And thank you so much for that very insightful session with you, Ahmed and Jihad, and the whole SecHard team. And we look forward to meeting you in JISEC.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Fatima.
you all
Thanks
for
a lot.
listening.
Thank
And thank you,
you. Bye
Thanks a
Fatima.
bye.
lot, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.